Good evening, and welcome to day 22 of Bedtime Yoga for better sleep. This evening's practice is an all-over stretch to bring a little space into your whole body. For this practice, if you like a blanket in kneeling poses or a squat, have a blanket or towel nearby. And we are also going to do a standing forward fold. So if you have a lot of tightness in your hamstrings, have a yoga block, a big book, or even a chair close by. We're going to begin in a kneeling posture in tabletop. So on the hands and knees. And as I mentioned, if you like a little cushioning under your knees, pop that there. Place your shoulders right over your wrists, and your hips right over your knees. See if you can bring a little bit of space into the neck by lengthening your crown forwards and also lifting the back of the head up a tiny bit. Draw the navel up towards the spine just a touch. Support your low back and bring a little space there too. And take a deep breath in when you're ready. Push down through the knuckles. Slow exhale. Let's begin a few rounds of cats and cows. Lower your belly as you breathe in. Tilt your tailbone and head up. And when you exhale, come into cat pose, rounding your spine chin to chest, scooping the navel up and tucking your tailbone down. Inhale into the arched position, lifting your tailbone and head back up again, belly down. And exhale into cat. Just finding your pace that works for you this evening. We're going to do 2 or 3 more. Focus on bringing as much space as you can into the front of your body when you're arched, and as much space as you can into the back of your body when you round. Last one for now. Come back to your neutral position. Let's go into a slightly deeper upper back stretch, coming into puppy pose. If puppy doesn't work for your shoulders, you can choose any other back bend. That could be coming back into a cow pose, or even lying on your front in a Sphinx pose, which we did a couple of nights ago, 2 or 3 nights ago to start off with. So choose any you like. If you would like to join me in puppy, walk your hands out in front of you and lower down towards the mat. Now your block could be useful for your head if the ground's a long way away. Gradually soften down, resting your forehead, your chin, or your chest onto the mat. And remember, this is a bedtime practice, so don't push too hard. Just a little bit of a release for your upper back, building you some space into your front of your body. But with that evening yoga intention, bring a little bit of gentleness. And one more deep breath here. If you're in puppy, tuck your tailbone and tuck your chin in, draw the navel up and walk your hands back. You can repeat now a rounded position, coming into another cat pose, or slide your hips back into child's pose, just countering that back bend. Enjoy a full breath that goes down towards your low back. And an exhale. Make your way up to your table. You're welcome to remain in table pose if you like. Strong arms, strong core. And tuck your toes and lift up and back into Downdog if you prefer. Again, with our evening practice, intention to be gentle. Keep a generous bend in your knees and keep your heels up. Just lifting your tail up. Or just here for a moment or two. Release some tension from your neck. Soften your jaw. If you were using a blanket for your knees, you can actually leave it where it is. We're just going to wander to the middle of the mat. So step over your blanket. Halfway lift, extend the spine long. And come into a forward fold. Standing forward fold. Now, if you're a little bit on the tight side in your hamstrings, this is where a block will definitely be beneficial. Rest your hands on a block. If you have a book, a chair works as well. Somewhere where you can be supported. Most of the weight is in your feet, but you do have something under your hands so that your body feels safe to fold. Bend just your right knee, please, while keeping both heels anchored to the ground. Stretch the outside of your left leg and hip. And switch to your other side. Right leg straight and bend your left knee. Let that left hip be lower than the right and take a deep breath into your right side. And out. And bend your right knee again. Left leg straight. Keep your right hand on the block. It could be on the block or the floor. And lift your left hand up to the ceiling. Coming into a twist. Try and turn your torso a little. Not just relying on your shoulder flexibility, but getting some rotation for your back. And really set down. Pop your left hand on the floor or your block. Left knee bends and the right hand spins out and up. Pause there for a moment. Focus on your breathing. And release your hand down. Take a deep breath. And exhale. Our next movement is into a yogi squat, and I think we did this earlier in the series. And I gave you some options then, now we'll do so now. If you're comfortable in yogi squat, simply turn the toes out and shimmy on down into one now. If, like me, you're on the tighter side, you might use your blanket. Elevate your heels and keep your toes on the ground, and then sit on down into yogi squat. It can make life a lot more comfortable, especially in the evening when we're looking to be a bit gentler. If both of those options are a little bit on the intense side, you could even use that block or anything that you can sit on and have a more seated yogi squat, which I really love as well. So 3 more breaths in whichever version of squat you made your way into. Think about elongating the spine. Breathing as if you could breathe all the way down into your hips. Allowing your face to be soft and spacious. And from here we're going to sit down. So you might be quite close to the ground and able to just soften your way down there. If there's quite a gap, reach your hand back and let yourself down slowly and carefully. Really get down there however works for you. Now you may have ended up sitting on your blanket, which could work perfectly. We're going to cross the right shin in front of the left for a cross-legged seat. This is option 1 for this evening's practice. Your second option is to take this into a cow face legs instead, which instead of right shin in front of left, will draw the left foot further out to the outside of the right hip and the right leg directly on top. So it just tightens everything up and the knees stay on top of one another-ish. If this feels too bound up, come back to your cross-legged seat. That's going to work just as well for today. So you'll sit down through the right sit bone, rise up through the crown and chest. We'll take your arms out wide and wrap your left arm under your right. And you can take your hands to your shoulders, or you can wrap your left fingers into your right palm. So you have an eagle, arms, and cow face legs. So you've got space here in your hips as you relax, or in your cross-legged seat, and then breathing space into the upper back. You have another option here. If you have a block, it might be very useful. You can take this forwards into a fold, and the block would be there to rest your elbows on. It's quite pretzel-y, so if that doesn't work for you, pick any part of it. It's actually a little bit easier to fold forwards if you're in traditional cross leg than it is if you're in the cow face position. Remember your intention to bring a little space into your body, not more tension, no expectations. And carefully rise out of there, nice and easy, and release your legs. We'll take them all the way out in front of us. Just give them a little bit of a shake out. And try the other side. So we're going to start in a cross-legged shape where you've got the left shin in front of your right. And you can keep that or choose to tuck your right foot further towards the outside of your hip and your left leg directly over the top. I have to kind of come up and reset. There's a bit of wiggling goes on to get into Gomukhasana. The knees are almost on top of each other without force. And sit up tall and assess. Do you feel okay? Do you need to lessen the pose and loosen up a little bit? Do you need to change it? If everything feels okay, take your arms out wide, and we'll bring right arm under left on this side and hold the opposite shoulder, or alternatively bring your right fingers into your left palm, lifting the elbows up about shoulder height and breathing. And remember your intention of being here, inviting some space into the hips and your shoulders. You're very welcome to stay upright. If folding forwards was an interesting exploration for you, you can take it there. Use the block for your elbows if you can reach comfortably. Any height works. Sitting down through the sit bones. One more deep breath, please, Yogi. And carefully come up. You can unravel your arms along the way. Undo. If you've got your block there, you'll move it so you can lean back and release your legs all the way out. And give them a little shake. You can, if you have a blanket, move it to a pillow or entirely out of your way, and make your way please to lying down. Now let's take a moment to get settled. We'll stretch the arms out to the sides of the mat. Push into your feet with your knees bent and move your hips to the right a couple of inches. And pick up your knees and your feet and let the legs go over to the left for a twist. Relax your legs down. Let them be supported. If they don't touch the ground, you can move them further away from you and that may make it possible. Or you can slide a pillow under there, something so that you can relax into your twist. And lift your knees up. You can put your feet onto the floor with your knees bent so you can come back to center with your hips, and then to the left with your hips. Pick your knees and feet up, breathe in. And through your exhale, let both knees go to the right. And just get as comfortable as you can here. If possible, letting your legs rest on some support pillows or directly to the floor. Find a place for your neck that feels good this evening. So either looking to the left or the right. And carefully come back up to the middle. You can interlace your hands, stretch them up over the top of your head, take a big breath in. Pull your knees up to you as you exhale. Let all of the breath go. Press your way over to your side or come up to sitting from there. And rest your hands together. Of course, take a moment to thank yourself for coming to your mat this evening. And breathe in and out. Wishing you a restorative night of sleep, Yogi. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed this Bedtime Yoga for Better Sleep class. For a whole month of Bedtime Yoga, be sure to check out the series. Until next time, good night.